Where in the blue hell is the Sam Raimi suit? I'll tell you where it is. It's right up Insomniac's ass.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Shaggy does I'm sorry. sorry. Michael Does Life. You all know who this is. And for those who don't know, Michael Does Life is a very questionable guy. I'm going to talk about it in this video. And I just want to say that this video, I want it to be more funny, more of a parody. So I don't really want any of this to be so serious. Don't want this to turn into a huge thing. Take this as you will. All I want to do is talk about what makes him tick, what makes what he does tick us off, and just show what makes him just so annoying and such a cranky old baby. So I'm just gonna go over this, talk about it, hopefully make it funny, and I hope you enjoy. So without further ado, let's take a look at the first clip.
The web swinging is not physics or momentum based by any stretch of the imagination. It is all animation based.
So basically his problem here is that he wants all the web slinging and everything in Marvel Spider-Man, and of course you know that he is such a hater for this game. He wants all the web swinging and everything to be physics, momentum based, and first of all, it is momentum based. You keep your speed depending on everything, the swings, the zips, whatever. And second, he wants everything to be momentum based and realistic and everything. This is a superhero game. Do you see anything that's realistic in anything? The movies, the comics, the video games? What? I can't hear you. No. And a video game isn't going to take something that's already been done before. Every single video game of Spider-Man has taken the web swinging differently, some good, some bad, but anyway, they do it in the best way possible, but they can't take it from anything that's been a masterpiece and done perfectly, because this isn't a real thing. Web swinging isn't a real thing. So how are they supposed to represent it perfectly? That's right, they can't. They do it in the best way possible. This is only one of the points, and you can already start seeing one of the main problems with Michael. He wants everything to be absolutely perfect. So that's one thing about Marvel Spider-Man.
How many of you were just like, oh my god, Spider-Man PS4?
First of all, what the hell is that? Dude, what is that? Are you 6, dude? Are you kidding me?
If you enjoyed Spider-Man PS4, that's on you. You know, that just means you have a bad taste.
Ooh, you're unlucky here, boy. This is one of the aspects that I hate most. So, his opinion is that Spider-Man and all the great PS4 exclusives of this year are bad, and he says we have bad taste for liking them. This is just one of the big opinion problems, and I'm not even going to dwell on that. The amount of problems about opinions and stuff on Twitter just makes me sick, and I don't even want to talk about that. But of course I need to, because otherwise I'll look bad. So basically, opinion is that he thinks that his opinion is fact, and that if we like those, we have bad taste, but he doesn't, so he thinks that his opinion is the greatest, that it means something? Like, are you kidding me? So many people loved Venom. So many people hated it. Does that mean the people who hated it have bad taste? No. Does that mean the people who loved it have bad taste? No. You can never determine that, and that just proves one of the points of why Michael is a child.
Well, Michael, Spider-Man is the best-selling PS4 exclusive. Hey, let me tell you something there, buddy. Justin Bieber sells a lot of records in the music industry, okay? Does that mean that Justin Bieber is a great musician?
Now, Michael, let me tell you a little something about something called an opinion. Now, I do not know a lot about Justin Bieber, but I know that he's done some pretty bad things in his life. But as a musician, it seems that a lot of people loved his music. A lot. So if he sold a lot of music and stuff, that means, yes, his music is good. Who he is and what he can do sometimes in his life is probably a little bad. But his music is pretty good, and there can be a big audience who doesn't like his music, but the majority, they love it. So the same thing goes for Spider-Man. If it is the most sold PS4 game, that means that it is a very good game, and the people who created it loved making this game and were passionate, and they are good developers, so the game is good. You are most likely the the 1% in the world who doesn't like it, or most likely the 0.000
2 hours later.
0.0001% of the world who thinks otherwise, that Spider-Man is a very, very good game.
Because you were too busy drinking Brian's Kool-Aid. You were too busy on the damn Spider-Man PS4 hype drink. That's what you guys do day in and day out.
Just a just a friendly reminder that the Shaggy Does Crack nicknames still applies to his Spider-Man PS4 only videos, because it seems that when he talks about his supposed Game of the Year, Game of the whatever, like his favorite game ever that was going to come out, and that's going to change by the end of this video, but it seemed that he was so calm, so positive in those videos, but of course in these videos it seemed like he got a little too excited before, you know what I mean? Right, Scooby?
But where's the tribute to Stan Lee, the memorial to Stan Lee? You mean to tell me that they're not even going to thank Stan for everything? That's sad. And you know why they're not going to do that? Because they don't care. And I know you're going to sit there down below and say, Michael, you couldn't be more wrong. They care. The developers care. No, they don't care. That's why Brian is on vacation in Hawaii and soaking up the sun and going, make it rain.
Insomniac doesn't care. Insomniac doesn't care. Since day one, 4 years ago, they have shown their absolute passion for this game. He is going mad, folks. It's absolutely confirmed. But, like, Stan unfortunately passed away quite close to the release of Turf Wars. Maybe they didn't have time to put anything. Maybe they're planning something even bigger in Silver Lining. Maybe they're planning something even more honorable for Stan. Who knows? Maybe that's the reason. Okay, they could have put something in the credits, but maybe that means they're planning something even more. And true, it would be sad if there's nothing there, but that doesn't mean they don't care. And then he says Brian is chilling in Hawaii and stuff like, ooh, I see a child in you, and that child is not someone I'd like to have as my little cousin. So, as we can clearly see, Michael is someone who absolutely hates Spider-Man. But I didn't show any footage, but I assure you, one of the reasons is that he hates it because it's a PS4 exclusive, like he made fun of God of War. He thinks that some effects and stuff could be rendered better on an Xbox. Xbox is worse or just on par with PlayStation. Everyone knows that PC is better. I don't have a lot of experience with PC, but hearing the feedback and everyone, I'm sure that PC is better. So if you even think for 1 second that Xbox could render something better, no. The reason why some effects aren't there and why there are certain little faults is because this is Insomniac's first game. It is absolutely marvelous in so many great ways. Okay, maybe it might not bring anything new to the table a lot. It brings certain stuff or not. I don't really know. But does it make it a bad game? Is it that bad? No! The game is still absolutely marvelous in so many ways. Why can't you accept that and just think of that for just a second? As one of the little hints to one of the problems Michael has. And I love how he just makes fun of us with the hype train toy, which, what even is that? And, like, I get that maybe the combat web swing, like the swing kick, I get that web attaches to the sky, which I hope Insomniac fixes in the sequel and maybe upgrades it into a better move. But, okay, just that, but then he starts saying that all webs don't attach to buildings anymore, and then he starts criticizing the web swing. He thinks he's so right in everything. That's one of the main points that make him seem bad. But this is just the icing on the cake, guys. As you saw before Red Dead Redemption 2 release, and even during his coverage of Spider-Man and God of War and stuff like that, he would explain how Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be, why don't you say it?
What is not only going to be game of the generation, but game of the 21st century.
What he said. So, he said it was going to be game of the generation, game of the year, game of the 21st century. He was going to say that it was going to revolutionize things in so many ways. It was going to be the best game ever and stuff. And that made me, and honestly a lot of people, I saw the comments on his present videos, it said they made them less hyped or even started not liking the game at all because of how he was completely you-know-whatting Rockstar games. I'm not going to say the word because it's terribly, terribly rude. But he was honestly doing that, and to anyone who loves Red Dead Redemption 2, that's totally fine. Whatever I'm going to say, if you love Red Dead Redemption 2, that's totally fine. From what I've seen, I unfortunately can't play it, but from seeing the support and seeing the gameplay of it, it does look like a mind-blowing game. It seems really cool, and I'm really jealous that I can't play it. It seems really, really amazing. And unfortunately, before I judged it by not even playing it, which was a huge mistake of mine, and I apologize to anybody about that who was offended. But anyway, the point is, he was so hyped for this. He compared Spider-Man and God of War and stuff like that to this, and he said that Red Dead Redemption 2 wins in every single category above those. First of all, how can you compare a game developer that is many times bigger than something like Insomniac Games? How can you even do that? How unfair could you be? And I don't know about Sony Santa Monica, but God of War is an absolute masterpiece. It was rated 10 out of 10 by IGN for Red Dead and God of War. And I know some people don't care about IGN, but just compare the two. Absolutely amazing storytelling, beautiful graphics, gameplay, sound design. Like, you could go on and compare the two and say, yep, both of them have absolutely great stuff like that. And Michael immediately goes to say that, oh, no, Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be amazing before the game even comes out. Now, prejudging is quite unfair and simply stupid, but it soon gets better. This is the sole point of why I wanted to finally make this video. So again, he was so hyped about Red Dead. He was saying that Rockstar are the best at what they do. They love and care for their games. They put love and detail into their games and everything. And then he makes a video talking about how I quote, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a lie, and starts talking trash about the game that he said was so much better than other games, and compared those games to Red Dead and called those games trash. Just take a look.
Dutch was saying something and Lenny as well, and then they rode off, and I decided to follow them in their wagon, and as soon as it turned the corner, Dutch and the wagon disappeared. Lenny was just kind of standing there. Really weird. And then I decided to follow this story character, this minor story NPC character, to see if he had a destination. You know, because this is a game that was built from the ground up on current hardware. Gotta have a destination, right? So I followed him for about 40 minutes of in real life time, which was ridiculous. But I wanted to see. I was curious. And ultimately he gets stuck. There's a tree that's fallen down. He gets stuck in his pathing and his scripting. I don't think he ever had a destination. I think it was one of those moments where it's like, okay, Rockstar is trying to get this player out of view so that then he can disappear. Unfortunately, that never happened. At least until I left the scene and then came back and he was gone. So look, don't get me wrong, the game is incredibly detailed. Rockstar has done a great job here with this game. However, some of this stuff I think could have been fleshed out just a tad bit more. Look, I'm not saying the game is bad or anything. Honestly, I was more surprised by the lack of details as opposed to the details that were found here in Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm playing this and I'm like, I'm not surprised. This is very typical of Rockstar. There's nothing really groundbreaking here. I'm not saying that there's nothing new here. It's just, we've seen this before. And a lot of the things that I showed you here today really took me out of the experience. It killed my immersion. And that's one thing that they really push hard here in this game, is that you're so immersed into this world, and then when you see things that I just showed you, it's like, oh, you're reminded that you're playing a video game.
Man, you gotta love that he tries to save himself by saying, oh no, but this game is still detailed, it's still very incredible, it's still a good game, but you do know, you still know that he absolutely doesn't care about that. I was honestly disappointed. All this hype, all this deriding. Okay, I'm gonna say a little bit of the word. You know what it is, deriding about Rockstar and all this, and it ends up like this. You're talking about, again, little details, and you make a big deal out of it, and you do weirdo stuff and ruin your experience to make bad points. You're not supposed to follow NPCs like a weirdo and see what happens. Like, you can be curious, but then that just ruins the experience, because you know that something glitchy or something not entirely with the system is going to happen. There's not enough technology, or it's a design choice to not do those things. It's quite hard to do, and again, it just ruins your experience. And the fact that you said that you're not surprised by stuff when you said, oh, this was going to be groundbreaking, it's going to be new, and you just said that this is typical of Rockstar, there's not going to be anything new, you're suddenly treating Rockstar like other developers. I'm confused, bro. I'm very, very confused, as well as I'm sure many other people. And you say that you're reminded that you're playing a video game. You're supposed to know you're playing a video game, and Rockstar does try, like all developers try and hide these things. They try and make it as immersive as possible and stuff. They do it as immersive, but no video game at all will be as perfect as real life. And it can't be as good as real life. The graphics, the mechanics, everything can't be in real time represent real life at all, because you need to be reminded of humanity. You need to play a game knowing that you're playing a game. This isn't real life. It cannot influence your brain to that point. And that's just a reminder, games will never be perfect, and unfortunately that's bad luck for Michael. So, to wrap it all up, Michael Does Life is a person who technically doesn't really play video games. They only look at behind the scenes of the video games and don't appreciate them for what they do show that's impressive. He only looks at what's not impressive, what doesn't impress him, and he wants games that are absolutely 1000% perfect, absolutely perfect. He wants real-time stuff to happen. He doesn't want little cheating cuts. He wants absolutely everything to be perfect, and that's never gonna happen. Maybe someday with great technology, but that's far ahead. Will probably be gone by the time comes. Who knows? I don't know what to judge, but anytime soon, that's not gonna happen. Games are still going to use these little cheats and still try and make you as immersive. Just hope that you enjoy these little things. And unfortunately for Michael, that's never going to happen. He's quite a different person who only wants the best. The best is not here yet, bro, and you want it to be here immediately. Well, that's just not going to happen. And I'm really sorry for that. Guys, after all this confusion and everything, I think it's safe to say that Michael Does Life is dying. Also, just saying, Joseph Whitty, if you and Michael Does Life do a debate, I'm more than hyped for that, bro. That's gonna be litty.
It's time for a reality check. Speak with your wallet and do not support these lazy millennial devs that couldn't care less about the damn property that they're working on.
You serious?
Exactly.